Alright, what is up guys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to rig and fish my favorite lure, the Senko. Let's do it. Alright, so we got here my handy dandy Senko box. I have more than this, but I like to keep my favorite ones in this little box so I can take them, grab them, they're easy. I have all kinds of different ones in here, but let me find... Let's just take... There's only two of these left. I believe they're green pumpkin and black. Yep, 5-inch. So this is the Senko. And I'm going to be showing you the two main ways people rig them and how they fish them. So the first way is just Texas rig. So all you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to put it through the top. And then once you do that, you're going to slide it on. And then your Senko is now what they call Texas rigged. And the reason for it like this, it kind of hangs, so it just kind of does whatever. And I like fishing, most of the time I'll fish it Texas rig like this. Now the reason I say that, or the reason I'll do that, is because a lot of times the Wacky rig, I've noticed, usually works better for me. But for some reason, I mean, not for some reason, for obvious reasons, I'll show you in a second when I Wacky rig it, but it gets hung up way more. Like, it is crazy how much that I get hung up when I Wacky rig it. And I still got all kinds of bites with the Texas rig, so that's usually what I do. I'll go with that. Now, a lot of people, when they hear Texas rig, or just in general, it's known that you put a weight on the line, just a loose lead weight, so it just kind of slides and it'll fall when your Senko's going down. And I personally don't really like to do that. For some reason, I just don't feel with the Senko that you need that. I've always just had luck just using the Senko how it is. And this is my favorite lure. It goes good in the creek, it goes good in the lake, it goes good in the river, it goes good in the Bass Pro Shops, fish tank, like wherever you want to use this sucker, it just works. So that's the way I mostly rig it, is the Texas rig. It also seems like when I'm dragging it or when I'm picking it up and it's going back down, I just feel like it's better overall. It doesn't feel like it drags as much. And also, the downside to the Texas rig like that though is, a lot of times, if you're fishing and a big fish hits it, it really doesn't matter. But when you Texas rig it like that and the hook's not really sticking out of it, that if you're in a creek or you're in a river or maybe you're in the lake and just a small fish like a pounder or half pounder, whatever it may be, tries to hit it, a lot of times what will happen is they'll just grab this tail, and it just countlessly, it keeps you busy and it's fun. But I know I'll be in the creek and I can't throw it Wacky rig because of the current and everything, and I just can't deal with it. So I'll Texas rig it and I'll throw it out there, and every time I'll just get bite after bite, and I'll feel something pulling, and then I'll feel it run with it, and I'll set the hook. But what happens is those fish, since this is so long, a lot of times I'll use a 4-inch, but sometimes if I use a little one, I don't get quite the bites, and they'll just kind of nibble at the end, or the way they'll bite it, you can't really, they don't swallow it, so it's kind of harder to hook them that way, and then the hook isn't really exposed, so it's just a lot harder hook set. But overall, I mean, it still catches fish. It's still the way I recommend. But if Wacky rig just tends to get you hung up all the time, I would recommend just trying this out. I feel like it works a lot better. Now, the second way I keep talking about is a Wacky rig. And what that is, people will take a small, just little, like octopus hook, very small, and you take it and you just kind of find the center point of it, and you just put it right through it. So that way it just hangs and you can see it bouncing when I do this. Instead of it falling down and having this action, it's going to just kind of do like that. And personally, I think this works a lot better. I've had so much more luck. I feel like I get more hook sets, and it's just, I get more bites, and overall that the Wacky rig's just better. But when it's exposed like this and you just have that hook sticking out the top, especially if you're in current or it's dragging through or something and it's like this, I always get hung up on rocks, weeds, trees, whatever it is. And that's my main downside to this. It's just not fun to fish when you're getting caught up all day, especially when I know I can put the Texas rig on, still get all kinds of bites, and just have a blast. But this is my favorite all-time lure. I have more confidence with this than anything. And both of these produce bites. But I just want to do this real quick tip video in case some of you saw my last video, or you're just getting into Senkos, or you've seen some stuff and you're trying to research and find, well, what's the best way, or what does he mean when he says Wacky and Texas rig? Well, I have explained it now for you guys, so you can go Wacky or Texas rig, anything you want. It doesn't have to be Senkos. This is just the way I fish Senkos. And you can do this to pretty much almost any lure. I mean, it's very commonly used. You'll hear it a lot, Wacky and Texas rig. But I would recommend go out, try, like I said, buy a pack of Senkos. It'll change your life. Find what color works best in your area and just go for it. But that's going to be it for this video. That was a real quick lesson on Wacky rig, Texas rig, and then also the best ways to rig a Senko. So go out there, buy you some Senkos, try this out, show your friends, and just catch some fish.